What would you say if you found out your tax dollars were indirectly going to pay Palestinian terrorists to murder Israeli Jews and others? That's just what's happening.
Since 2003, it has been Palestinian law to reward Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails with a monthly paycheck. Palestinian leadership also pays the families of Palestinian prisoners and suicide bombers. These policies incentivize terrorism.
The practice is known as pay to slay. The Taylor Force Act gets its name from the American combat veteran murdered while on a school trip in Israel. The 21-year-old terrorist behind the brutal stabbing of Force was killed by police, but he was praised by the Palestinian Authority government and his family given lifelong financial compensation. Kinds of compensation include pension for life, triple the average salary in Palestinian areas, free tuition, health insurance, and a clothing allowance for life, and a free monthly stipend. And that's where this current legislation draws the line. Congressman Ed Royce, chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, says stopping that practice, courtesy of $300 million U.S. tax dollars every year, is what's behind the Taylor Force Act.
With this legislation, we are forcing the PA to choose between U.S. assistance and these morally reprehensible policies.
Despite earlier pressure from Congress to stop these payments, the Palestinian Authority has actually increased the amount paid to terrorists whom they consider martyrs. The payments are on a sliding scale. The more successful the attack, the bigger the payout. In the 2017 PA budget, money to terrorist prisoners increased by 13%, and 4% more went to their families, more than 30,000 recipients in all. This year, direct funding of terrorism has reached $355 million, and yet the PA is largely funded by U.S. taxpayer dollars.
The Palestinian Authority claims to its people that they have a right to kill Israelis, literally a right to kill Israeli civilians, a right to kill women, children, babies, and they claim that a UN decision from the 1970s, which said that the Palestinians have the right to use all means to gain their rights, means they have a right to kill civilians.
Palestinian Media Watch director Itamar Marcus said while Israel has means to crack down on terrorists, the West can play a major role.
The Palestinian Authority is so dependent on foreign aid. The United States gives them foreign aid. The European Union gives them foreign aid. Most of the Western European countries give them. They have the power to stop this.
The House Foreign Affairs Committee passage of the Taylor Force Act aims to do just that. The measures are expected to pass the full House and go on to the Senate. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.